recording and playing Pandemic for the first time in I think a couple years.
It's got to be a while, yeah.
It has been a while because I know the Zombicide games were a year apart, and I know we didn't play Pandemic, I don't think, in between that, so it's been a while since we hauled out the little beauty here.
So for all intents and purposes, this is going to be the first time we've played.
It's going to be a brand new game for us, indeed, and we are playing on easy mode as we learn it. And as always, we name the diseases. I think I love the names we came up with last time.
You remember the names we came up with last time?
Yes.
Okay.
This was obviously the Black Plague.
Yes.
This was the zombie disease.
Okay.
This one was like the something coxpox. What was it?
Oh, is it? No, not the Red Death, is it? No.
Could be the Red Death, but you called it like the red coxpox or something like that.
I don't remember.
It was something like that, yeah. And of course, this was blue balls.
Blue balls. Yeah.
So we've got that ready to go. Okay.
Red text will tell us what that was.
It will. It'll tell us. Red text knows everything. He's really annoying that way. I just saw a great meme while I was in the bathroom. I had flipping through right quick. I had a notification on my phone, and there's a great meme about millennials. Apropos of nothing here.
Yeah.
But it was talking about millennials and how it's time to quit using them as the kicking boys, the cabin boys, quit using the kicking pawns, because it says millennials are no longer, half millennials are in their 30s now. And It says millennials are no longer those kids on your lawn. They're just your somewhat younger friends who are also complaining about the damn kids on their lawn.
How can they be in the 30s if it's all in 2019?
Because it goes from millennials go from like the people born around 1985 or so.
Really?
Yeah, that's like where the beginning thing. I think millennials are like 1985 to 2005. I think that's the stretch that millennials were born in.
All right.
Yeah, so those are actually in their 30. They're the oldest millennials are turning like 38 and 39 this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, to be that young again.
Yeah, remember that. Yeah, and that's the other thing. How can they be millennials whenever it's only 2000's almost 20 years ago, you know?
Don't get me started.
That's the other thing that keeps hitting us people. It's like, oh my God, 2000, that was only like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, damn. Okay.
Right, so I'm playing as the archivist.
Indeed. Let me zoom in and we'll
My
talk about
hand
the
limit
archivist.
is 8 cards.
Yeah, so you get an extra card.
Yeah. And once per turn, as an action, you may take the city card that matches the city you are in from the player discard pile into your hand. Oh, that's not too bad, is it? For instance, if you discarded, for the sake of argument, Chennai here, and I moved to Chennai, I could pick it up and bring it out of the discard. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Or let's say here's a perfect example, as over here, the direct flight. You had Chennai in your hand, you could use it to do a direct flight, and you would discard it, and then you could pick up Chennai and use it to do a charter flight to go somewhere else, to any other city on the board.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, that's
or you could
covered.
use it to fly to me. If I was in Chennai, you could use Chennai to fly to me, put it in the discard, take it out of the discard, and then give it to me if you wanted to.
Yes, if I had enough action points, yeah.
So yeah, that's a nice power.
Do we need an action point to marker or anything? Because it's 4 actions, isn't it? You're allowed.
Is it 4? Yes, 4 actions.
I've got a feeling it's 4. Yeah.
We can certainly do that. Yeah, I can come up with some markers. Give me a second. Now stop recording and put some markers out here. We'll go what I am right quick. I am the troubleshooter. I start my turn by looking at as many infection cards as the current infection rate. So I get to start the turn by looking at 2 of these to start.
Yep.
I guess so we know what's coming up. And when I do a direct flight, I reveal the card, but I don't have to discard it then. And the direct flight is the one where you move your pawn to the city. So, for instance, I've got Bogota. I can fly to Bogota as a direct flight, but I don't have to get rid of the card. So, very good.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah. You want to go to your
what's
special
coming
event?
up and you can get around the board quickly.
Exactly. Want to look at your special events?
Yeah, one of mine's just going to get discarded because it's of no use to us. But we've got commercial travel ban. The infection rate becomes 1 until the start of the current player's next turn. But does that mean then it goes back to what it was beforehand?
Yes. Right.
Okay.
You go back to it at once that went around again.
Yeah, and then there's the other special event I've got is any player can change the role.
Change the role, right.
Which we won't be doing, will we? So that's just a card I want to discard. Yeah.
Okay. My special event is Forecast. Examine the top 6 cards of the infection draw pile and rearrange them in the order of your choice. So I may play that first.
That sounds like a good idea.
Pull those 6 out. Make sure like we don't have an epidemic on the very top one. And we're playing easy, so there are 4 epidemic cards shuffled up in here. And we definitely want to make sure that using that, one of the first 5 is not an epidemic card. So we get at least 5 infection-free turns there. Okay, I am going to get us some turn markers, and we will be right back. And we are recording again. We've got the things out here for our actions. We've got both of our pawns setting in Atlanta at the CDC where we start. And now I guess the decision is who goes first.
You can go first.
Okay. I will go first. I am going to play the special event, the Forecast. Play at any time. Does not take an action.
When do we draw cards and everything? Do we draw them at the beginning of the turn? Or... Oh, no, you draw 2 after your 4 actions.
After you do your 4 actions, yeah. Refill your hand.
Yeah.
So I get to draw the top, what is it, 12, 24? 6.
6.
Top 6 infection cards. All right. Beijing, Toronto, Paris, Ho Chi Minh, Taipei, and Santiago. Red's getting hit pretty high. I don't think those have any of them, do they? No, none of those have any diseases on them right now.
Only one, only Jakarta.
Oh, Jakarta's out there? I didn't see it.
No, Jakarta's not on here. I'm talking about Reds have only got
no.
one.
I mean, I was meaning these, yeah.
Ah.
So it's like none of these cities are going to get hit. You know, for instance, if we'd drawn Paris, or Milan, that would have been bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just a decision of basically where do we want to go and deal with first. What are your opinions about dealing with the diseases? I've got yellows and blues. You have got black.
I've got 2 black cards, yeah. That's a tough one, isn't it? How we deal with it.
Because I was thinking the easiest thing was an epidemic. Okay, it goes on the bottom, so there, problem solved.
Yeah, but after that,
yeah. Well,
you're going to be moving towards yellow and blue, are you? Is that what you're going to be doing?
That's what I'm thinking. Is that yellow and blue? We're starting out in blue, so.
For instance, you've got Bogota and you've got what's your other one? Bogota and Lapos. Where are those? Oh, Lagos is there.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Bogota?
Bogota is there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose Bogota's the more central of those two, isn't it? Really. So that's only 2 turns away. If you can get I don't know. You don't need to build a CDC there, do you? Because that's only 2 steps away from Atlanta, isn't it?
Yeah, Sao Paulo is probably the better
Ideal
place
one,
to build that.
but yeah, Lagos might not do so bad. Don't know. What do you think?
My feeling is to maybe deal with the blue ones,
Okay.
since we're already in blue.
Right.
Maybe deal with the blue ones. Well. Although, yeah, once again, I'm sitting and thinking that as if these are where we're going to move, but those aren't where we're moving. Those are where the infections are going to be.
Yeah.
So actually, where we're moving, I mean, we still got the blue there, but as you say, maybe the yellow ones first. Santiago, move there. I can start moving toward the yellow.
We've got three outbreaks, haven't we, in the yellows?
That is our most heavily infected.
Yeah. Then the Black Plague is quite prevalent. Yeah, maybe try and knock these green. Yeah, we'll try and knock these green ones out first, I suppose.
Okay.
Does that mean we both head for there, though, or do you just head for there and then I head for somewhere else?
That is the question.
Yeah, I mean, I've never really seen this played by anybody, and I can't remember our game of it, so I can't remember whether it's a good idea to stick together or whether it's better to spread your forces.
From what I can remember, they are very much 2 minds of thought there.
There always is, yeah.
Yes. There's got the people that go, okay, let's separate and go in opposite directions and try to knock stuff down as quick as I can, and the ones that are like, the ones especially with the synergy. If you got 2 roles that really fit well together.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I didn't even think of that. That's why we got them set up there. Look, red, white, and blue, or blue, white, and red. It's tricolor. We can be America, France, or Italy there.
So, what are you going to do? You're going to...
I'm thinking I'll head to the yellows.
Yeah.
And try working on those.
So do you want the yellow card at the top or further down?
I'm thinking the yellow on top.
Yeah, because you'll be in that area. Yes. Yeah.
What is going to be your plan?
Well, I've got the 2 Black Plague cards. Asia. I suppose I could move ahead across that way and try and clear New York on my way across. I think I'll try that.
And see, this is one where I think we get the difference between the... Once again, just like... I think they used a board from one of the newer ones and maybe the cards from an older edition.
Why?
Because just like the cards show yellow, but the board shows green.
Yep.
The card has Toronto, but the board has Montreal.
Oh, right, yeah. So it is a different set of cards then, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes. I think some of the cities might be a little bit different.
Okay. Well, as long as we're aware of that, we can perhaps cope. Yeah,
exactly. And I think that's how it'll be. You know, if we get a card that says, I can't even think of a city now near Johannesburg, but if we got a city that was somewhere down there and it's like, okay, it's obviously next to Johannesburg, there we go. Let's say here, Sydney. We got one that says Queensland or whatever. I don't know. Name another city. Is there another city in Australia besides Queensland, besides Sydney? Not that I'm aware of. So
there's Canberra for a start off.
it's just Sydney, and then the rest of it is overrun by people fighting for gasoline while wearing leather bondage gear, right?
That's right. Yeah,
That's pretty much Australia.
yeah.
So
Well, how about if you put Toronto on the top so that
mhm.
it appears in time? Will that appear then in time for me passing by there? Um, because do we do?
That's going to be the last one, infect cities. So we would do four actions, then we're going to replace our hand, draw two cards, and then we do the draw and infect the cities.
And we do your movements, then my movements, or something. Do we do your four actions, then my four
Right,
actions? Do we?
right. So yes, if you're going up that way, this card will come out before you move.
Come out after I move, won't it?
No, before I move, because I do this first.
All right, you do all three actions
I
first,
do
and then I
all
get
three
my turn.
first, and then it's your turn.
Right, yeah. In that case, then yes, if you'll put Toronto on the top, so I can move
Okay.
through that and try and cure it on my way past.
Okay. Toronto will be on top, and
Other
then
than that, I suppose Paris and Santiago should be the next ones out, shouldn't they?
mm-hmm.
And the three reds at the bottom.
Yeah. So let's go Santiago since I'm heading that way, and then Paris. And then, yeah, the three ones, and does it matter which one we got? Beijing, Ho Chi Minh, and Taipei.
Well, Taipei is out in the middle by itself.
Mm-hmm.
Ho Chi Minh is next to Jakarta, so in case anything happens with Jakarta.
Mm-hmm.
And you said Beijing's about itself as
Beijing's,
well.
yeah.
So I would put Ho Chi Minh last, and then doesn't matter between Taipei and Beijing.
All right, we'll go with that. Taipei, Beijing, and Ho Chi Minh. Reminds me of, once again, my brain is nothing but pop culture references.
Go on.
Reminds me of an episode of Good Labours where he goes out and he's like, okay, we can take a break, but first we've got to work on these potatoes. And he picks up his hoe and he's like, ho, ho, Ho Chi Minh, ho, ho, Ho Chi Minh.
Sign of the
Yes,
times, that one.
yes. Stupid, but I love it. It was 1974, yes.
Yeah. Every mention of Ho Chi Minh always makes me think of Robin Williams in that Good Morning
Good
Vietnam.
Morning
My
Vietnam,
favourite
yes.
line from that is still, you want to know what the weather's like? Open a window.
Oh, my favorite line from that one is like, what's the weather like? It's hot, hot and wet. That's good if you're with a woman, bad if you're in the jungle.
It's from the same radio bit skit, that one,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes. And the one where remember when he gets fired and the other guy takes over?
Yeah,
The one that's just absolutely bad at it.
yeah,
And I think
terrible.
is it Forrest Whitaker? Yes, Forrest Whitaker. He's reading the letters from the troops.
Yeah.
And he's like, sir, I've got a letter here that says Lieutenant Schultz sucks the sweat off a dead man's balls. Sir, I don't even know what that means, but I'm pretty sure it's negative. Oh man.
Okie diddly. So you got four actions.
I got four actions, yes, and that's one. So let's use no, that one's actually didn't count any.
No, I
Yes.
didn't get any. That's your
No
special
action
ability.
for a special card. Okay. So now I can just move or I can use a card. And if I do a direct flight, I don't have to discard it. Okay, so I can move to Bogota or Lagos or Milan. So I can actually use it.
You can actually move to Milan straight away.
Yes, I can move to Milan straight
There's
away.
3 infections in Milan.
There is indeed, isn't there? I am going to use a card to take a direct flight to Milan.
Ah, thought there goes our careful planning out the window, but go on.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
there you go. Yeah. All right. So, am I red?
You're red.
I am red, yes. Okay, the troubleshooter. I will fly to Milan. I'm too sexy for the city. Too sexy for the city.
When you do a direct flight, reveal the city card that's used, but do not discard it. So there you go.
Right. Because in the normal game, we would have hidden hands.
Yes, yes.
Yes. All right. So I have flown to Milan now. That's one. Now, I can either treat a disease. I can't share knowledge. I can treat a disease. I can't discover a cure. Or I could build a research station.
Well,
I guess that's the other thing, is deciding where we're going to want our other 5 research stations. I mean, we got the CDC here in Atlanta.
yeah. Well, I think where you are actually is a good place for the other.
For another one, yeah. That's
Yeah,
not too
because
bad.
that's only like two moves away from either direction, then, isn't it?
Yeah. So if we put one, let's say here, and then we were talking about putting one possibly here.
Yeah, somewhere around about then. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And where would we put another one? Where do you think we need it?
Well, as central on them as
Like
possible, like Taipei maybe for the
Taipei,
Reds,
okay.
and
And
maybe Riyadh, or Mumbai.
Mumbai, perhaps.
Yep.
And that gives us one more.
Well, there you go. You see, we can throw another one down somewhere when we get there.
Or do we want to throw one?
Maybe make that one. Yeah, put that one over in Lagos.
Although Santiago is a dead end, so
yeah, Lagos
one
and
there.
Bogota. Lagos and Bogota, maybe.
Or Lagos and Lima.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's kick these back off. And yeah, I think I will spend another action. Build a research station in Milan.
Yep.
Okay. So we will.
It says you have to discard the card showing it. Yeah, so you have to discard Milan. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I'll discard Milan. That's my second action, and we will put a research station there.
You put one there. Yep.
Yes, I have built a research station there.
Yep.
Okay. Let's move these out of the way now. There we go. I definitely want to spend at least a turn curing.
Yep.
Get rid of those 3. So I will spend another turn. See, this is where having the medic would be nice. Because the medic is the one that automatically cures one just by being in the city.
Yes, yes.
And if he spends a turn, he actually eradicates and removes all of them. So, okay, I will take some of the blue balls out of Milan. And Milan is a great place to get rid of your blue balls.
Paying a visit to the local docks.
Okay, now at this moment, I think I will now take a direct flight to Bogota. And I do not have to discard my card to do it.
Okay.
And that will be my 4th turn. Nice. See, that's another thing we've never really done. We hardly ever, in the first couple of games we played, we hardly ever actually used our cards to fly around and stuff.
Yeah.
We were always just moving.
Yes.
Of course, we didn't. I'm sorry.
No, sorry, you're right. I was just going to say that slowed us down so much. Whereas what you just done there, basically, I could now use my turn to go take a shuttle flight from here straight to Milan.
Straight to Milan, yes. A shuttle flight without spending any cards. Yeah. And if you wanted Milan, you could pull Milan with your special ability.
Yeah.
So just nice. These are a nice couple of people here. Okay. Was that all four?
And
Yep,
that's
that
your
was my
four,
four
yes.
action. So I
Yep.
draw two cards now, which we don't have to worry about discarding. I'm not going to go above 7. New York and Shanghai.
Okay.
Don't have to discard down, and now we infect. And it's 1 card.
I would
Let's
assume so.
pause a second and take a look at the rule
Yeah. Also,
just to be
check, just
sure.
double check that we do that. You do all three and then I do all three because that's cities infected twice a turn, isn't it? Really?
Okay, I'll check that too. Yes.